All right, well, let's get to it, man. We've got an amazing crowd and a lot of great content, and I am super stoked to have you in this segment working with me because you've done an amazing job inside this company. For those who don't know Chris, is Chris, quick background, Chris, you were kicking butt, making six figures at your other job, and it took a lot for you to ditch that. So, and then you're kicking butt. So give a quick little background about what's your background.
Yeah, so my family has always been an entrepreneurial family. So I grew up in restaurants and we used to buy and sell businesses. But when the market turned down, I went back to bartending, what I did in college. And I worked at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino here in Tampa. And the cool part about that place is you could work 3-4 nights a week in their nightclub and make over $100,000. The not so cool part about it is you get sucked into a lifestyle that does not benefit you or your family if you just don't have that right mindset. And at that time, I really wasn't focusing on that until I got married and had a kid on the way, and I was like, something's got to change. I mean, that what we're talking about today is mindset, and that's what it was. That something has to change, and I have to be better. I got to do better. And I decided to step out and try something different, try something new. Got my real estate license, and from that point, I came right on with Beggins. I started with you guys then, and it was just the training was what really got me hooked. Like the whole mindset, attitude, drunk monkey, focus, clarity, it hooked me. And ever since then, I've been hooked on that. The personalities, communicating, rapport, how your mind works, how you can control your own actions, your thoughts, and your destinies. And I've dove into that ever since.
And you do a great job. An amazing trainer. We're thrilled to have you on board. So here's a couple of notes. Chris and I are just going to banter back and forth with each other because you got a couple cool mindset people here with you today. So our goal here is to take the pressure off, guys. There's too much in this business. And anytime, Chris, and I know anytime we're coaching people and they're off track or they're freaked out, they put themselves under false pressure and they're just confusing themselves, and that kind of clouds their mindset, right? Yep. So I want to work on embracing the simplicity of this career choice, guys, because this is the easiest thing you could ever possibly do to make the amount of money that's possible to be made. And a lot of people are making it right now, but it's a mindset to allow that to happen.
Well, let's go back half a second. Let's define mindset, because I know a lot of people, we hear everybody talks about mindset. We say mindset, and they just really don't have that kind of idea or direction of what it is. I mean, your mindset is basically how you define yourself. It's your belief about your thoughts, about your limitations, about your possibilities. It's like an established set of attitudes that you've taken and just made your own. So we have to, like you were just saying, we find so many people and they get themselves into this hole, but just like you said, they get themselves into that hole. So it's just about trying to reshape those attitudes, those beliefs, and those thoughts that you have. And then everything else just starts becoming easier. Like we'll talk about tomorrow, that the law of attraction and the attraction rules, it just comes along.
It's a game, right? This kind of becomes a sport. And once you kind of have that little switch in your brain, it's fun. Guys, here's the thing. This is what I mean by taking the pressure off. People are going to buy and sell real estate with or without you, with or without us. Why? Because life is going to force them to buy real estate. Most people that we deal with are have to buys, have to moves, have to buys. And this is what runs the entire economy, guys, and the whole country. Have to buys, death, debt, divorce, right? Those three things are what drives most of the real estate market. And it happens no matter how great you are. If you're not around, they're still going to buy and sell. So take the pressure off. It's not that hard. You just have to be thought about. Now, your mindset is going to determine whether or not they're actually going to use you when it comes time to buy and sell, right? And are you good enough? Are you strong enough? Do you think you're the right one, right? Because your energy, as we're going to talk even more, your energy precedes you, and it's going to pre-sell you if you're pre-sold on you. And it's real, all goes right here. So we're going to get your mindset so great that you can have as much business as you really want. And that's an interesting point, because a lot of people don't want that much, and that's okay. That's totally okay. And we just have to make sure that you're clear as far as what you actually want, and make sure your mindset is correct just to get you to that point. And if you want to go to another level next quarter, great. Well, let's get to this quarter, this mindset is going to get you to where you want to be this quarter easily.
Yep. We got to figure out what that next level is for you. It might be extra dollars. It might be just a different house. It might just be to have a different feeling about yourself. So whatever that next level is for you, that's what we're really focusing on. And it's all going to start up in here. It's all going to start up in your head.
This is, Chris, and I think this has become super clear, right, to those who are crushing it right now, is the biggest problem people think is that they're in the real estate business, that you're going to sell people real estate. You're not. This 100% is the people in communications business. And it doesn't matter what you're selling. You're selling trust, like Craig and I talked about the last time. You have to have their attention, and then you have to have their trust. And you can't get their attention or their trust if you can't figure out how to communicate with people.
Yep. They have to like you. It's a relatability factor here. We have to be able to relate to the people that we're talking to. If they don't like you, they don't relate to you, they don't trust you, you're never going to earn their business. And how many of us here like the used car salesman? How many of us like the sales call that you get where the guy is, hey, we just going to bed. I was wondering if you would be interested in, how many of us like that? No one likes that. So if that's your idea of sales, that's where we got to stop. That's where we have to start there, and we got to start from that beginning and just get it into your head that you just need to communicate with people. We need to get them to like you, know you, and trust you.
Nice segue. There's the questions.
Yep. So can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? And we'll get into that one in a minute, but can I trust you is a big one. And we'll really dig into that over the next 2 days and really get into it tomorrow about attraction and just how do you attract people and attract business. But that's a huge question, right? Go ahead.
No, that's right. So, but the can I trust you part, it's a feeling, okay? There isn't a word you can say. There isn't a script you can use. There isn't anything you're going to do because it's a subconscious issue. Right? It's subconscious. It precedes you. Everything is energy and intentions, right? And if you're going at this, I mean, guys, why are we doing this today? We're doing this today because I get so excited watching people unlock themselves and get to a different level of their life. That just juices me. It makes the hair stand up on my arms. It fires me up because I freaking love it, okay? And it's not the money aspect. It is watching you guys get a big ass smile on your face, whether it's a new Jeep, new debt, no debt, not new debt. Sometimes new debt's good too, but it's whatever puts a big ass smile on your face, guys, right? It's can I trust you? Do you really believe that person has your best interest in mind, right? If you're a FISBO, if you're a past client, if you're a Sphere, if you're a buddy you used to bartend with at the Hard Rock, right? The question is, can I trust you? Guys, this is the largest financial transaction in most people's lives. Remember that, right? We think it's selling a house for $380. No, it's $380,000, over $250,000. That's a lot of money. Somebody has to trust you to say, here, right? You have to. And I don't know if you've noticed, but everybody and their grandmother has a real estate license, right? So it's a flooded ass field. So there's no shortage of somebody that they can get to open a house for them. Guys, Open Door lets you open houses without a person anymore. So you've got to create the relevance, and the relevance is the trust.
The last time I looked, it was one out of every 75 to 80 people in the state of Florida had a real estate license. So what differentiates you? And that trust factor is where you're really going to stand out. That's where you're really going to be able to make a difference in your communication, in your connection, and earning more business. And I noticed I said earning more business, not just getting more business.
And back to what Craig and I were talking about, you have to have their attention. This is even worse, that number that you just spit out. 1 out of 80 people has a real estate license. That's disgusting, right? How are you ever going to get somebody to think about you when they're going to drive by 8 of them on the way out of their community today, right? It's nuts. So you have to get their attention. You have to say hi. You've got to use the social platforms. You need to get out there. You need to talk to people so they know you're one of them. And then once you're one of them, now you have to be the one. And you're going to be the one from a psychological selection process that's subconscious, that they're going to say, I like you, I trust you, I think you're the one I should trust with the largest financial transaction of my life. And there's really nothing you can really say. It's about how you relate to people. It's about how you communicate. And that's kind of what it's about here. So let's start with the easiest parts, Chris, right? There's 2 types of people in the world, right? You have people that you know and people that you don't know, okay? So the easier group of people to deal with is the group that you know. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Let's dissect that.
Sure. So the people that you know, I mean, they already know who you are. And as long as you're not a horrible person who screwed over everybody that you've ever met in your life, they already like you. They already trust you. They already comment on your social media. They already pick up the phone when you call them. And if they called you asking you to help with their business, you would help them. So these people that you know are already people in your sphere. They're already in your mind. You're already in their mind. There's already that connection there. So you already have a relationship and a relatability factor to them. So you don't have to work as hard to get that. You just have to work just a little bit harder to get them to see you as a real estate agent. So starting with the people that are already part of your tribe, there's these people that are already here in around you that like you, know you, act like you, do similar things than you, eat some of the same things, go out on the boat the same way. You guys already have that. You have that already inside of you. That's the best place to start.
This is a big fear factor, I think, Chris, for a lot of people right now, because I think they feel, and I understand it, guys. I get it. I understand the confusion in your mind that I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to sell my friends stuff, right? Guys, we're not selling infused oils, right? You're not selling cutlery. You're not selling pots and pans. You're not even selling real estate to your friends, right? The whole game here is to become top of mind. That's it, right? I want, when their air conditioning dies, that's attached to their house, they have to call you. They want a coconut tree, 2 of them to hang a hammock, they need to call you. They want, their fence falls down, they need to call you because it's attached to their house. They're wondering if they should refi, they should call you, right? They're getting a divorce, unfortunately, they need to call you. They're having another baby, they need another bedroom, they need to call you, right? The whole job is that. Most importantly, when they're out socializing and they're at work or they're talking with a friend at a baseball game, right, for their kids, and they're getting divorced or having kids or getting a job transfer, and real estate comes up in that conversation, the whole reason we're doing what we're doing is so you pop up top of mind. That's it. Real estate, your face. Real estate conversation, your face. Real estate, your face. And that's not going to happen until they trust you and they like you. And that you have to have their attention, guys. It's your tribe. They're going to help you. Your tribe. You guys are part of our tribe. You need something, let us know, we help you, right? You help people. That's what we do. So when you teach your tribe that you're out here and you're good and you're hungry and you're awesome and you're motivated and you got things you're working for and life is awesome and they're your cheerleading squad, when they hear something about real estate, they're going to toss it your way. That's it. That's the whole name of this game.
Yep, absolutely. That's it. And when you have their trust, that's how easy it can be. But it all starts with what you feel about yourself. So that you've already got some trust in there. You already have that trust with them. But until you actually believe in yourself, until you actually have some of those thoughts about yourself that you can do this, like your attitude is actually the one that's supposed to be there delivering this service to them and being there for them to help them with the largest financial transaction they're ever going to go through. Until you believe that about yourself, that's what's really going to hold you back from communicating with them. They already trust you. Let's just get that out of the way. They already like you. And like I just said, if one of my friends called me and said, hey, I'm starting an insurance company and I've been doing this for a little while, and can I just practice with you? Can I get you some quotes? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I tell you what you might be missing and help you and your family out a little bit? I'm going to say yes. So why the hell, when I call them and say, hey, you know, I'm in real estate, you know, I've been killing it and I've been doing some really cool things. I just want to know what's going on. How can I help? If you got your AC service, hey, you had somebody out there to look. I know you talked about putting a pool in. I know your interest rate might be a little high because of this. You just want them, they already trust you. Now you're the one that has to get out there, get that BS out of your head that I'm selling them something and I'm providing value to them. I am the one that's supposed to be here communicating to you, giving you the value that I have.
And it's consistent communication, so you're top of mind. That's the name of the game. So the low-hanging fruit, guys, is connecting with your tribe, right? That's just it. That's where most of your business is going to come from for the rest of your career. And if you don't have a big tribe right now, then grow it, right? That's just the way it is. And then the other group of people are people you don't know. And it's a whole different game, guys. An entirely different game. Totally different game, totally different sport, totally different rules, totally different ball on the field. Okay? Because if they're strangers, they don't know you, you're inherently screwed. Because the moment they see you, they're in this mode. They're like, screw you. I don't have time for my friends I have now. I don't even have enough time for my family. I don't want to know about you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to sell me shit. Get away, right? I mean, that's just what they're doing.
If you don't believe that's happening with strangers, think of the last time you walked into a store. Hey, can I help you? No, just looking. you did the same exact thing. You're like, get away, stay away. And that's where that block is going to be with the strangers.
And it's worse because there's 1 out of 80 people has a license to do the same shit you do, right? So, and they know probably 10 people that are already in the business. So you've got an uphill battle, but it's a fun battle and it's a sport. And that's the fun part. When we get into attraction skills tomorrow morning at 9, when Chris and I are going to do this one, you're going to definitely want to be in that. It's amazing. It's a longer path, but it's rewarding. It's expensive. It's uphill, but it's awesome because you have to learn how to influence and get the attention of and build the trust and respect from people you've never met before. And it's tough, but it's worth it. Yeah. Because the lifetime value of every single client is what, Chris?
It's about $130,000, $140,000 per client, per past client. That's your value of the people that you have in your sphere as a past client, as a friend, as a family member. It's up to $140,000 per past client that's there. If you do your job and stay in touch with them and have that mindset and clarity that, look, I'm the best person for the job. I'm the one that you should be talking to. We communicate the best. You trust me, you like me, I trust you, I like you. Let's just keep doing this. And you stay in front of them, top of mind with them for the life of your business. It's worth up to $140,000 for each one of them.
That's right.
You just have to keep that in your head when you see that's your sphere and that's people that you have there. And then when you think of your strangers, just get it out of your head that this is a problem and turn it into a possibility. Get it out of your head that this is an objection and it's an opportunity. Get it out of your head that this is a troublesome issue and that now I just need, how do I get them to trust me? Get those problem words out of your head and start replacing them with something that's a little more different, a little more positive. That's a better mindset that's going to help you get to the other side of that trust factor with the strangers.
And it's got to get to the point, Chris, that you take it personally if they don't use you, not from the money, but because I have your back better than it. But if Chris goes to buy something, I want him to call me to look at the contract for him. He's damn good at real estate, but I want him to let me help him. I don't want a penny from him, but I want to make sure that I help him, right? And this is what's going to be the driving force here, guys. I don't care if their cousin's selling a townhouse in Denver. I want them to call you because I want to find the kick-ass rock star agent in Denver to give them, right? Why? Sure, I may make a couple grand, but I don't care. I more importantly want to know that that's my tribe, they're taken care of, and I've got them, right? And that's what I want. You equal real estate for their entire family and their group of friends is the name of the game. And that's these 3 questions. Once you get yes to these 3 questions, you win, right? So the can I trust you? Do you care about me is the first 2.
Look at what you just said, the way you said it. I don't care. I just want to be there. I want to help you. That's why they trust you. That's the mindset. That's the power of a clear direction, clear focused mindset. That's not, I hope they don't think I'm trying to sell something. I hope this, I wonder that. And what if this doesn't work, then I don't know what they're going to do. And it's just, no, I'm the person for you. I want to help you. I want you to trust me. Let me come and check out the contract. I don't care who you used. Send it to me and let me read it over because I care. It's all about trust. Can they trust you? When you put that out there, you're inevitably always going to have that trust.
And those that are doing that with FSBOs are killing it too, right? And we'll get to FSBOs and expireds too on that one too. So there's 3 questions. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And the last one is, are you good at what you do? Now this one's important. Because 1 out of 80 people has their license, most of them suck, right? Let's be honest for a second, okay? And suck I use in a...
You ever dealt with a shitty agent?
Right? And because they don't take time to craft their skills and hone their craft, okay? And that's kind of, you guys are here. You guys are investing in yourself, right? This is to bring a better level of service, skill, mindset, and delivery to your tribe, which is freaking awesome. And you need to tell people about what you're doing. So the layer to put on top of this one is, are you good at what you do? I don't care if you're doing 40 deals a year right now and you're crushing it, right? We're doing more, okay? Leverage us, okay? Because they're not just hiring you, they're hiring us as a company, they're hiring C21 as a brand, they're hiring Realogy as a parent company, they're having all of us walk through locking arms to control this transaction to help them. That's the name of the game. So little reminders here, we're going into our 30th year, guys, of Beggins Enterprises. We've been doing this for a long time. I think it counts up to almost 55,000 transactions we've closed now, tens of billions of dollars we've sold, right? We helped launch the whole Century 21 brand in the state of Florida. We're the largest Century 21 company in the whole Southeast United States. We're about in the top 21 in the world out of over 9,000 offices, 9,400 now. We're selling 30 homes a day. We have multiple brick and mortar locations. We've got satellite locations all around the region. We've got several hundred cool, talented, kick-ass agents on your team. Century 21 is the largest in the world, 92 countries, over 120 something thousand salespeople. We just last year had the #1 agent in the world. JD Powers are the #1 best home buying, home selling experience for the past 6 years. For 11 years in a row, Century 21's Beggins been the top workplace in Tampa Bay. Guys, we've got a pretty good resume.
I was just about to say that. How powerful would it be if every single one of you can add these statements to your resume? And that's the awesome part. You can. And if you put this onto your resume and you act like that and you think like that and you tell people that with confidence and with that sense of trust and just belief in you, this is the resume that you have. This is what you portray to people. And when you have that behind you, who's going to get in the way? Who's going to get in the way? What can they really say? Hey, Jeff, you've never sold any homes before. Actually, my company, we've been in the business for 28 years, and we've actually sold over 55,000 homes in and around the Tampa Bay area, not counting the ones that we've sold outside of this area. And then on top of that, my company alone is the #1 Century 21 in the Southeast United States. So we're selling 300 homes a month. I mean, so yeah, we've sold quite a bit. We know exactly what we're doing, and you're just providing that trust for them. Can I trust you? Right here. Here's your trust factor.
And the key is you got to add this to it. You're hiring us, right? I'm here. I'm your point person, but you're hiring us collectively as a group, guys. It changes everything, especially even if you're a rock star agent crushing it in your 40, 50 deals a year, but you're now trying to get the guts to go into the $2.5 million expired market. You better leverage us. We've sold a bunch of them, right? Just because you haven't, they're going to have the same thing. Well, how many $2.5 million homes have you sold? We've sold a ton of them, right? And that's what you're hiring is us, right? So there's no issue, guys. This is the mindset, right? You I don't care how long you've been selling. You can be day 1 or day 10,000 in this business, right? Knock on that door of the $4.5 million expired. We have you. We've got your back. We've done it. We've been there. You've got to have the confidence to just go and do anything because we've done it, guys. We've seen it. You've got your team behind you every step of the way. And that mindset, the shoulders go up, the chest goes out, and get that strut walking into the house, guys. That's what this is about.
Every objection is an opportunity. And here are all of your objection handlers for the most part. Every single one of them, they're all an opportunity. And what are you going, what is the opportunity? How can I take this opportunity to get them to trust me more? And we have a list, a resume worth of trust here that they're going to see. And if they don't see the value in that, that's fine. Next, because there's somebody else out there who's going to like me, trust me, and know me better.
But that's key. That next is the next mindset challenge, which is important, that you have to be prospecting. You've got to be talking with people because, guys, this is an attract and repel business, and you don't know. You can't control a lot of it. Sometimes sounds funny, but you might actually be repelling this person from a past life. God only knows what the issue is. They just don't like you. You could be the best freaking salesperson on the planet, sold every other house on that street. They just don't like you. Next, okay? But you've got to keep prospecting and have your pipeline because you need to get the next one. Now, with skill sets, as we go into tomorrow, we're going to get into ways that you can increase the odds of them trusting you by how you actually go into neutral and interact with people and talk with them and use some skill to help create that bond. But inherently, there's going to be some people that just doesn't work. So just keep walking through the process and just never be attached to it. The agent I was referring to earlier, who we went through her 12 leads, they weren't real leads. She doesn't have enough. She has to talk to 20 people a day to get the ups, to get the at-bats, to talk to the people, to say hi. Now, not forever. She's going to get to the point where her business will start to generate and feed upon itself and her phone will start ringing and texts will start coming in. But it's just not there yet. You've got to go full throttle to get this. But this is, can I trust you? Are you good at what you do? And do you care about me? Those are those 3 things. This is an interesting thing. So let's say you've got that mindset, Chris, and you're ready to go. but you still have an issue. And this is an interesting quote. Matthew Ferry is a good friend of ours, and I think a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant person. If you don't follow any of his stuff, you should. Matthew Ferry's got an amazing book, Quiet Mind, Epic Life, which is a game changer. You should get it or download it and listen to it. So enough of that pitch for the book. But one of the things I really like what he talks about is this. Your desire for success is met with unconscious resistance. Okay? And it's frustrating, guys. It's so frustrating for you and for me to just know. I mean, anytime a sign goes up and it's not our sign, it pisses me off, right? Not because of the loss of income, but those people deserved you. Those people deserve us. Those people deserve the exposure, the marketing, the representation, right? And there was a reason why nobody stopped at that front door. And I say this all the time to agents I'm coaching. I don't care if you don't get the listing, but I do care if you didn't get into the living room, okay? It's a big, big, big difference. So you got to get the at-bat, right? You have to do it. So what is the difference? It's a mindset issue. And Craig says this all the time. Awareness leads to flexibility. Flexibility gives you options, and options gives you power. But let's talk about that unconscious resistance for a second, Chris. What do you think about it?
Yeah, so with the unconscious resistance, what your body and brain is always trying to push you towards pleasure and avoid pain. So the unconscious resistance that you don't even realize is going on is trying to keep you away from the pain of change, the pain of uncomfortable. I don't know what's on the other side of that. I don't know where I'm going to be. I don't know what's going to happen. That's change. That's something that you don't know. And most of us are not good with change, just inherently not good with it. And we don't know how to deal with it. So that unconscious resistance is your brain trying to keep you safe. It's trying to keep you away from a painful experience in your mind that you made up, all of this BS about what's going to happen. And what you have to be able to do is you have to be able to see that whenever, you've heard the term growing pains, right? That's whenever you're growing, there's going to be a little bit of pain. It's just a little uncomfortable in the beginning, but that's where all of the growth is. That's where all the gold is. That's where everybody's future and destiny is in those little moments of pain. So, you know, it's just your natural mind. I mean, I know you talk about that all the time. Our brain is how old? 2 million years old, right? You have a brain that's always trying to keep you safe. Always. You used to wake up and have to worry about a saber-toothed tiger once a minute. The minute you stepped outside of your cave, you used to have to worry about a saber-toothed tiger out there. We don't have those things anymore in our life, but your brain is always looking for something that's going to cause you pain and telling you, no, probably don't want to do that. Let's stay safe over here. Let's be comfortable over here. Let's be pleasurable here rather than over there. And that's that unconscious resistance. That's what's stuck inside each and every one of us. That's where mindset really matters, is identifying where that comes in and takes a precedence and being able to stop it, to stop that pattern that you've created and replace it with something that's more empowering.
Well, let's go contextual for a second. So let's say every one of you can, some of you I can already hear it. My mindset's fine. I don't have that problem. Bullshit. Yes, you do. And here's how, there's the proof. That for sale by owner down the street that you have not stopped at yet is the perfect example of what we're talking about right here. Okay. You've driven by, you know, every one of us driven by for sale by owner and have not stopped our car.
Oh, absolutely.
Did not get out and knock on the door.
Well,
this is the unconscious resistance.
Look at the outside. It's kind of a mess. If he didn't clean it up then, he's probably not going to clean it up if I ask him to. It needs to be painted. He's probably going to yell at me. It says no soliciting. You know, he really doesn't want to sell his house. Why should I even stop there? There's 25 other agents that are going into his house right now. That's just not what I should be doing. There's
COVID. It's rude to knock on the door. All that other stuff comes in. And then there's some of you that say, hold my beer, right? Watch this. Here we go. Right, let's go get on this thing. So, or you go up and you say, here, knock, 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 what's going on, right? And I understand what's going on, how are you? Just talk to him. Get the phone, do a little video text. His phone number's sitting right there. Text, hey, I'm standing in front of your house. I wanted to talk to you a quick second about your problem. I mean, guys, there's a million different ways to go do this, right? But something has stopped you. Something has created an unconscious resistance because you know it's a numbers game. All you have to do is knock, 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 dial, dial, dial. Hello, hello, hello. That's it. And enough of that gives you more money than you can ever possibly deal with. So what is the unconscious resistance? And this is one of my favorite pictures of him, right? It says, this is the drunk monkey. This is the guy that's living inside your head saying, do not go to that front door, dude. You're rude if you do. That guy might be sick. He's going to think you're desperate. He probably has a his aunt is, I promise you, in the business. He knows 12 other agents. The house looks like crap. He would have had an agent if he wanted an agent. You've never sold a home in this neighborhood. Look at that price point. When did he ask for your resume? You dumbass, get back in your car, go home.
And what happens when you get back in your car and you start driving off? Oh my goodness, that was close. That was, whew, that was almost painful. If I would have went through the door, imagine what would have happened. Thank goodness I didn't do that. And you just tell yourself all the positive about why you walked away and what's the good in it. You know, we have a chat that came in. It says, I've never stopped at a FSBO. What do you do? Yes, those are all the things that hold me back. And there's 400 other agents knocking on their door. And that's exactly the beginning part of it. What do I do? Start there. There's not 400 other agents knocking on the door. And if there is, there's a reason that he hasn't listed with them, because he's waiting for me. I'm the best person for the job. Let me show you what I can do. Let me show you what my company does. I'm the best person for this job. Find a way to relate to him, which we'll get more into tomorrow. Find a way to show him that he can trust you, that he likes you, and that you know what you're doing. That's where it's all at. That mindset from the beginning of, I can't do this, there's 400 other agents doing that. That's just a habit. That's a natural habit that you guys have put into your head that stops you from all of the things that you want. You've all heard the cliche thing, everything you want is right on the other side of your comfort zone. That's that natural thought process. That's a habit you created. You have to find a way to stop that habit. Identify when it goes there, get a pattern interrupted, make it stop, and replace it with the truth. What is the truth? Tell them the truth, Jeff. What's the truth?
The truth is, depends on your mindset here for a second. The truth is, do you believe you're the right person for this job? Do you, right? Do you believe, I know for a fact, right, guys? I know for a fact that there's nobody that's going to out-negotiate me on a real estate contract, okay? I know this. There's not one person that's going to do a better job than me helping a friend buy a house. There's not one person that's going to do a better job negotiating and getting a better escrow bid, a better contract, getting a better terms than I can do that for them, right? That's the mindset. If I saw a for sale by owner, there's not a better choice that person can make than to hire me. Is that a mindset?
Yep.
100% mindset. Is that a mindset that you have to adopt? Yes. If that's a mindset you don't currently have, you need to leverage the fact that you work with us, right? How many times, Chris, do we negotiate contracts for agents? Non-stop, right? That's what we do as your management team, guys, help you. So they truly are hiring us, and we are damn good at what we do. So you've got to strut it up to that door, make that phone call, send the letter, send the text, and get in the presentation mode. That's just what it is. This guy, this drunk monkey here, shut him up, put him in the cage, right? Lock him up and get to work, right? And he's going to work nonstop to destroy your business. That's what we're going on right now. This is something mindset-wise. I think, Chris, I know you're very passionate about this one. This one just fires me up too. It's the law of attraction.
Yep.
And you go ahead and let's talk about this one. Thoughts become things.
I wanted to make a comment about mindset before we really get into this, and it'll kind of be a good transition to this. So there's a reason that 65 to 70% of lottery winners and professional athletes end up broke. And it's not because they're not good with money. It's because of the mindset, because of the tribe, because of the way they were brought up, and they've never changed that. And what happens when you're able to get a hold of that mindset and think a different thought, you start getting into this attract and repel mentality. You're not attracting the people into your life that you want into your life because of your thoughts. It's not them. They're not the reason that you're not successful. And that's where we always want to point to. We always want to point to everybody else. It's your fault. It's their fault. They did this, and I can't believe that happened. It's not them. That's coming from inside of you. The minute that you can change your thought process about yourself and your attitude about yourself, you will start drawing in people into your life who feel that same way about you. You get that mindset and that attitude and that confidence, and like you said, head up, shoulders back, chest out. I'm the best man for this job. I've got this. You start attracting people into your life that feel that same way about you. But until you do that, that cycle is going to be the same. You're going to go from our brokerage to another brokerage to another brokerage to someplace else. You're going to get out of real estate, get into something else, and it's going to be the same thing, because it's not coming from outside. It's coming from inside of you. So that mindset, that attitude, that attraction, that thought process is what really draws people into you. And when you can get a positive mindset and just a really powerful, you can trust me, I've got your back, I'm never going to let you down, and you walk in like that, that's what's going to draw them into you, attract and repel. And then on the other side, you're going to repel the people away who want nothing to do with you and you probably don't need to do business with and shouldn't be in business with.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. And that's the secret, guys. This is the secret to this business, is once you get clear on who you are and what you want to be in this business and what lifestyle, just watch out. Because to Chris's point, people, places, events, and opportunities will fall in front of you, almost like stepping stones, right, to get to where you want to be. And the people that are blocks will be repelled out of your way. And I know it's sometimes hard to believe that, but if you don't have that happening to you right now, it's because you're creating shit, right? Because you're thinking about things that you don't want, and that creates things that you don't want to happen in excess, right? And the last part of the slide here is, what are your predominant thoughts? If a predominant thoughts is, I really don't think I'm that good. What if they call me out on the fact that I haven't sold anything over here? I'm not the best person for this job. I hear what Jeff and Chris are saying, but I'm just not, I don't think I'm good yet. I don't know how to negotiate well. I haven't done a $4 million deal. I'm not this, I'm not that. Drunk monkey, baby, it's kicking, right? And it's predominantly 90% of the thoughts inside your head over the course of the day are negative. They're full of doubt, fears, and anxieties. And it's nonstop from the moment you get up, right, to the moment you go to bed. Most of it is shit talking yourself all day long. And it's not fun, right? Your brain is not your friend. It is not designed to make you an amazing, powerful, right, creature that just has just abundance around your lifestyle. It is totally wired to do the opposite of that. And it's not fun. And until you understand it and think about it, this dude is here to destroy your dreams and aspirations and just fill it with doubt, fear, and anxiety. That's what's going on.
Here's the worst part about it. Like I was saying before, it becomes a cycle. Your thoughts become a feeling. That feeling gives you potential to do something or not do something. That potential turns into an action. That action gives you a result. That result is going to reinstill that thought of whatever you thought. So if it's a positive thought that I got this, people like me, people trust me, I'm an excellent agent, I know people have my back if I ever get into this situation, gives you potential that I can walk through that door, I can knock on that door, and he's going to be right there looking at me, inviting me in because he likes me, he trusts me, and I know I've got this. Then that turns into actions where you end up getting results. Those results go back to your thought to tell you, see, I told you what you were thinking was awesome. You're a stud. Get out there and do it again. And then the worst part is when you have that negative thought, that drunk monkey thought that you're not good enough, I can't do this, it's never going to work, I just can't build relationships the way that other people can. And then that potential just went down there. I mean, just look at the way my head, my voice, and my body has changed just thinking that, because I'm really putting myself into that position to convey that message. Then my actions are worse. The results are I don't get a sale, I don't knock on the door, I don't do anything to better my business, which reinstills that thought of, see, told you couldn't do it. It just becomes that cycle. And so you have to be so cognizant of what your thoughts are and the thoughts that come into your head and the things that you think about yourself, about your business partner, about your sphere, about your family, about all of those things. You have to be so cognizant of that.
It's a vicious cycle. And then consciously, when you start thinking different things about yourself, you start to attract better thoughts. People, actions, everything comes to you, and then you're going to be attractive, right? This is the whole thing. It's attractive, and we'll talk about the energies about that in just a second, because your thoughts, your beliefs, and your feelings are the most powerful magnets ever, right? It changes everything, and it's just like gravity. That law never fails, right? The law of attraction is bringing things to you on a consistent basis based on whatever thoughts you are here. So, but this is kind of basic. So I want to go a little bit deeper on this one, because this to me really gets me juiced up. I get very excited about this concept, because once you guys really get this and let this sink in and pay attention and embrace this, everything will change. Okay. So the law of attraction, thought becomes things. But to Chris' point, going deeper, your thoughts become, there's a frequency, right? There's a vibration. Everything we are is vibration and energy. And that the only way we can describe it is to label it with a feeling, right? Whether it's, we say we're happy, but are you really happy? No, the little electrons, protons, neutrons, quarks, everything in your body is reacting to a thought that you had, right? Which is kind of creating action which is making you feel something. And that's kind of just the only way we can describe and express what's going inside of our body. And when you're in that feeling and that energy and that attitude and that mindset, you take an action. Now, if you're in the, this sucks, I'm not really good at it, I'm going to be good at it, look at the negative response you're doing. And the action is going to be go crawl up in the corner, eat some Cheetos and watch Netflix and smoke weed and don't prospect, right? Because you're going to try to change your state because the state that you're in sucks, okay? Versus your thoughts, I am awesome. I deserve that pool. My kids deserve the best education. I really can't wait to have that next house. My husband, my wife, whatever deserves this. I am awesome. I am amazing. I am the right person for this person to hire. This is a great company. This is a hell of a brand. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's see what I can do to help you. I can't wait. Right? Get into that mindset, the frequency, the vibration, the feelings. Now the action you take is knock, 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 boom. And yep, it could be knock, knock, knock. Doesn't matter. If you want it bad enough, you're still going to do it because everything is energy and intentions. And if it's selfish, commission breath, you're dead. It's got to 100% be energy and intention to help somebody else because you're just kicking into motion all of the inner workings of your body with the protons, neutrons, etc., all that stuff.
And it all comes down to who controls your thoughts. That's the question on who controls your thoughts. You don't control what happens to you. You can't control what people do to you. You can't control how people are going to react to you. You can't control what's going to come into your life. If somebody hits your car, if somebody, takes the table that you had at a restaurant, you can't control those things, but you can control how you think about it. And that thought process and that mindset that you have, like Jeff just said, that my kids deserve this, my family deserves that, I'm a better person because of this, people like me, people love me, I was meant for this. With those thoughts create that frequency. And whenever those things happen to you, you look at it more of, it's just the way it was supposed to happen. Because on the other side of that, there's a positive thing, there's this, there's that. Whatever that is, that's the thought that started it. You created the thought. The action happened to you, you determine how to react to it. That thought, they didn't make you feel a certain way. You decided that this is what it means and this is how I'm going to think about it.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Now we talk about finding your why a lot, right? And this next slide I think is kind of fun. So I want you to do this because this is next level university, right? Next level. And this is an important thing because next level does not just mean money, guys. It just means your next level. And that could be health, that could be relationship, that could be spiritual, that could be money, it could be housing, it could be vacations, it could be debt payoffs. I don't care what it is, but it's a next level, which means it's somewhere else different than you are today. Because everything you've been feeling, every thought that you have, every action that you've taken as a result of the thoughts and the feelings that you had, which resulted in where you are today. Your bank account today, your level of debt today, your car today, your house today, your health today, your relationship today is absolutely a direct result of the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs that you had yesterday and 90 days ago, right? You can't argue that one. You know that. The number of listings you have today is a direct result of what you did before. The number of pendings you have is a direct result of what you did before. So if you don't change anything, you're going to have exactly what you have right this second. So this is called next level.
Here's a thought that goes into that. This is a powerful thought that I've always believed in. You cannot think your way out of a circumstance with the mindset that got you into it. Exactly what he's talking about here. Everything that got you to this point, you cannot think your way out of where you are with the same mindset you used to get into that.
Absolutely right. The skill level you have has you where you are. That's the thing. So, and this is represented on this slide on the screen right now. So this one part here, actually called bondage, right? It's your comfort zone. It's exactly where you are right now. And it's not necessarily bad. I want you to recognize that it's okay. This is where you are today. This is your head and this is your body, right? So you have your conscious and your subconscious mind and your head, and then you have your body, which is what's going on. So that's kind of what's indicative of represented in this picture here. So this spot here is bondage, is where you are today, and it's great, direct result of what you did before, no big deal. But now here you are at next level university, right? Which is presuming, right? Making a presumption that you want something a little bit different than you had yesterday, which is a next level. Automatically your brain's freaking out. Drunk monkey saying, bitch, stop it, right? That's just what's going on inside of its head right now. And you say, you know what? I want a different lifestyle. I want a better relationship. I deserve a different car. I want to be debt free. I will be debt free. I want a damn house on the water with a pool, and I'm going to freaking get it, right? But in order to do that, I have to do different things. I got to talk to different people. in a different way, a different power, a different skill set, different energy, different mindset, but I'm willing to do it. I want it. This is that why idea, right? This is to find your why, and all your whys, whatever outside idea is this little green cloud right here represented by a why. So now you have this new idea, this new impression, which is totally covered with doubt, fear, and anxiety, and people pushing against you and saying you can't do it and bullshit, stop it, right? And you're fighting with yourself nonstop. You create now conflict. There's problems, there's intentions, there's I'm gonna go do it. And some days you even do it. You make a phone call or 2 or 3 or 4, but you know you need to make 20 and you don't make 20, you make 3 and you go home, right? And then you do it another day, you have resistance. It's not fun, right? Let's be honest, guys, it's not. This is real life. This is life, right? So this Y type idea is now trying to impart itself on an X world that you're living in, and the conflict is crazy. So now you're trying to say, what's going on? And you bounce off this wall. So now you're saying, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to change my personality, my state, my energy, my vibration. I'm going to work through this. And I'm just going to fight. You keep bouncing back and forth and back and forth. You say, damn it, I'm going to do it. And you got pictures of the house, and you got pictures of your Visa card ripped up. You got a picture of that mountain vacation house. You got your kids in a private school. You got that car you've always wanted to have. You've got that picture of that boat. You've got the things that you want, and you're like, I'm going to do this, damn it. I don't care what you say, drunk monkey, shut up. And you're like, I'm going to do it. And you make the 20 contacts, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it again. Then all of a sudden, you pounce through this breakthrough barrier right here. And now you said, okay, I just made 40,000 bucks this quarter. Visa, check, paid off. $5,000 down on my new car, check, right? Credit score up, savings account, ready to buy. Right? This is like 1 quarter worth of work, but the internal wiring and stress that we just went through to get here, Chris, is disgusting. Yep. And the mindset strength that it takes to do this is so powerful. There's only 3% of the world that can actually do it.
But I would even challenge you this way. Have you always known how to put a pair of pants on? Did you always know what to do? Did you always put them on the same? Did you always put your left leg in first, then your right leg? Did you always do that? When you were a kid, I've got a 2-year-old, so this means a lot to me. I see him, I watch him try and do these things, falling over, putting a different one in there, walking out with him around his ankles. Like you don't always know how to do those things. But over time of doing the uncomfortable things, the things that have challenges in them, the screaming, the kicking, the punching, you create a new habit, a new reaffirming, reassuring habit that shows you that you can do these things and reinstills that belief in you that I want this, I got this, I can do this. And next thing you know, you're putting your pants on the same way every day, not even thinking about it. Everybody got up this morning and didn't think, which leg do I have to put in my pants first? And when you do this and you get through this whole process and you have somebody that's coaching you along the way, it makes all the difference because we walk with you hand in hand until you get to that point where you're putting your pants on nice and easy. Your day goes about it. It was never even a glitch. That's where that power comes in of having the mindset, that clarity, knowing what that why is, having that outside idea, believing in yourself, having somebody there to bounce ideas off of and coach and support you. And then you end up in that freedom zone where everything is just easy. Freedom from having to think, which leg do I put in my pants first? Freedom from having to think, which door do I knock on next? Freedom from having to think, who do I call next? Which one of my sphere is the person who's going to buy a house from me? Or who can I help? Who's the person that likes me, knows me, and trusts me the most that I can really impact the most? That's the freedom that you're after there.
And that it all starts with this why, right? And until that why is powerful enough to let you know, guys, you're going to fight it. You're going to have resistance. Your brain yourself is going to be the biggest resistor. Say, you don't need that car. Why would you spend that much on a car? That's stupid, right? You don't have to do that. Your house is fine. Why? The market's uncertain. The economy's crazy. Why would you burden yourself with $1,000 a month more mortgage payment? Stay where you are, man. It's fine. Just get a better kitchen. All the stuff that happens inside your brain is a non-stop fight, right? It is, guys. It is not fun. You have to get strong about what this next level is and actually want it, right? I had a brutal coaching session with somebody the other day, and I almost felt bad about it, but I didn't, right? And this is the point. I shredded into a why that was, you can't not have. And this is, guys, it's called getting leverage, right? On yourself, getting leverage on the situation, give yourself, take away any possible outcome other than success. This particular agent has some kids, right? And is getting to the point where he was allowing excuses and the drunk monkey to win. And he was justifying not making contacts. He was talking not to enough people. He wasn't getting enough leads. He wasn't going on listing appointments, wasn't showing houses, didn't have enough business. And he had excuse after excuse after excuse, right? And I'm like, well, you're just going to suck forever, right? It's just never going to change because you're okay with being okay, right? You're not good, you're not great, but you're okay. You're in bondage, you're in this comfort zone, you're in X world over here. The why, you have a couple of ideas, but they're not strong enough, right? And I said, let me help you walk through a string. I said, let me ask you a question. You have kids. To me, I've got two little kids also, right? I've got a 4-year-old and an 8-month-old, right? I take that job seriously. My job is to provide the best possible life I can for these two humans that didn't ask to pop into my world. It's my duty, right? I'm going to make damn sure that they have every opportunity to go to whatever school they ever want to go to. And it's going to cost me a shitload of money, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to drive in the safest car I can, right? A, because I like it, and B, because I want them to be safe. I'm going to take kick-ass trips with them because I want them to have great experiences because it's my job, right? It's my job to do that. So, and this was when our coaching went down to the standpoint, if you think it's okay to not allow your kids to have these experiences, I think that's not good. And that's my opinion, and it may not be right, but let's get some leverage here. Are you okay with them are you okay not having enough time with them? For me, I love the time I have with my kids. I would kill if I didn't have time with my kids. I love it, but I'm able to work my ass. There's my why, right? My why works at that level. You got to get strong enough to make it almost painful, right? And exciting at the same time. It's exciting if you get it, and it's painful if you don't, and get emotionally charged and attached to this thing. So whatever happens, there's nothing that's going to not let me go to work to create the outcome to give to my family the things I want to give them because they deserve it, from my opinion, right? So, and that's just as mine. But whatever it is for you, you've got to get so emotionally charged over your why to make sure that you're able to put up with the outside resistance that's going to come your way, right?
There's going to be outside resistance.
This is one of my favorites, as you know. This has been around us for a long time. This is a nice little temple in Thailand, and it's called Fuck How, right? So our job is to pick the why and to make the why so powerful, so strong, unwavering strength that it's going to happen, and then forget about how it happens, guys. You're going to have some blind faith here. You just know you're going to create 40 grand this quarter because you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you're emotionally charged and pissed off if you don't get it and you're there. Just watch the people, places, and things fall into place for you. The how you don't have to worry about, guys. That's what we're here to help you with. But your why, and Chris, I mean, tell me that's not the hardest job we have, is to help people come up with that why.
It is, because you don't feel like you're good enough to have it. You feel like you're not going to be good enough, and if you don't get it, I don't want to attach to a why, because if I don't get it and I fail, then everybody around me is not going to like me, not going to love me, and I'm going to be a failure, and it's never going to happen. And you start thinking of all those things. Attaching to a why is one of the most difficult things. But when we can sit down, that's why the processes that we have are all to walk you through that, to get you to that point of understanding that why. Because if we can get to that why, the next couple steps are easy. I see what you said to the agent, who said, if you're okay with sucking, that's fine with me, because you took it and it was enough pain that he's not going to get his why, and enough pleasure to get the why. So that just starts pushing people. But the why is tough. You have to be able to sit down and attach to that and get some really strong emotional drive to that.
And guys, just have faith. I mean, look at the hot sheet every day, guys. Just look around at the other agents. I mean, everybody is capable of having an unbelievable quarter. And people underestimate, Chris, what can change in 90 days, right? I mean, there's not an amount of money within up to $100,000 this quarter, right? More than that, actually, depending on where you want to go. There's no limit to what you can do. The realistic level, can you pull 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 deals down in the next 3 months? Yep. Right? 100%, because we have a ton of agents doing it, right? And success leaves clues, and so does failure, right? So the ones that are successful are doing what we're talking about. You got a why and you go to work, right? Those who are unsuccessful don't have a why and don't go to work. It really summed up that simply, right? So that's the whole point, is get your why, go talk to people, have some fun. Just know it's, can I trust you? Are you good at what you do? Do you care about me, guys? That's the essence of it. And just make sure you have that fiery power, something to drive you to the next levels on that one. So that's what we have. And for this time, and I'll just pitch our session tomorrow morning is going to be awesome. It's an epic one from 9 to 10. And that's really going over the art of connecting and really getting people to want to work with you, and just attraction there.
Yeah.
So Chris, thank you for all your input on this one. Any parting thoughts as we wrap up this session?
No, just tomorrow's going to be great. It's really just we're going to bounce off and really expand on that law of attraction and connection, and the people connecting with people, getting to like you, know you, and trust you in ways that you can do that you don't even know are inside of you, and you don't even know that are inside of them. So that's really what we're going to do. We're really going to focus on that, and it's going to be excellent.
Love it. Well, thanks as always for all you do for the company. We love having you on the team, man. And I'm glad you guys hadn't had a chance to interact with Chris. We're going to see a lot more of them. So we're going to do some great things together coming up. So we're going to take a quick break, and then Craig's going to join me again at 11. We're going to walk through the art of real estate, also known as the art of life betterment. And we're going to really start step by step going through the processes to make sure that you get what you want out of this career. And then as we get the foundations laid, then we're going to start adding the sales skills and the closing skills on top of that. So thanks for your attention. Quick break. We'll see you guys back in just a couple minutes here.
Awesome.
Thank you, Chris.